The idea of baking cakes or other desserts with my kids was actually inspired by a friend of mine who, her 9-year-old daughter baked my son a cake for his birthday. It was a little tiny cake and it was pretty yummy. And I looked at the mom and I was like, good job, this is really good. What did you use? And she's like, no, I didn't do anything. Ask my daughter. Like, she actually made it. I'm like, she made it? She's only 9? That's amazing. Like, I just imagined what a cool thing to do. I feel like her mom, set a great example. And I thought I would love for my kids to have that same experience, to be able to find joy in making things for others. And since I don't know how to make a cake, I thought, well, let's learn together. This first cake that we made was for my husband. And I think Isabella really enjoyed making something that was for her dad for his birthday. And of course, most of all, she loved sampling the sugar. We don't really eat sugar in our house. I let them have, a piece of cake at a birthday party, or, they get to have treats when they go places. But at home, we don't really eat sugar. And so getting that opportunity to have something special, I think, was another fun thing for her. One of the many mistakes that I made in my dessert making journey at home was not refrigerating the cake after adding the chocolate ganache topping. As you can see, the little frosting blobs that I added just melted right off the cake. You can see it just gooing right down the side. Stuck in the freezer for 20 minutes and started back up again with the little frosting blobs. So this was a really good experience for me because I'm a perfectionist and I tend to be really hard on myself with the results. So it was great to just learn to enjoy the process and not care so much about what the cake looks like when it's done. It's all about the thought, right?
Is it yummy?
So this cake was for my mom's birthday, and as you can see, I put way too much cake batter in the pan. You see that there, that jiggle? That's because it wasn't done. So I popped it back in there a bunch of times and finally got done. Regardless, the kids had a blast decorating this cake for their Nana.
Happy birthday to Nana. Happy birthday to Nana. Happy birthday to you.
This last cake was very challenging. It took me all day long to finish it. This was the third cake I'd made in my life, and it was only in 2 weeks that I made all these cakes. We have so many September birthdays, but this was for Isabella's 4th birthday. It was the first time we were having a big birthday party for her. She's really understanding what birthdays are. We had a ton of people over. I think it was like probably more than 30 people. A handful of kids, a ton of kids. So I wanted this to be really special. I wanted to make a mermaid themed birthday cake because she's really into mermaids, and this one I put a lot of pressure on myself to make perfect, and as you can see in the video, there's already been a couple mistakes. I did not put parchment paper on the inside of the pans, so the cake really stuck to the inside of the cake pans, and as you can see here, there's quite a bit of cake that got peeled off when I pulled it out of the pans. So I had to try to make it work. I tried to kind of fix it and patch it up with other little pieces of cake, but it just looked too messy. And so I decided just cut my losses and cut off that big chunk of crumbled piece of cake.
Amputation time.
I decided not to have my kids here during the decoration of this cake because I wanted it to be a surprise for Isabella at her birthday party. So this was one of those times where a mistake actually turned out to be perfect, because that flat part of the cake on the second tier where I had to take off that crumbled section made the perfect little flat surface to put all of these cake toppers, like little mermaid style cake toppers, to be kind of like the center of it and make space for that. So it worked out great.